Yes, sir. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Grand rising to everybody. Hope everybody having a blessed day. As the day unravel, the sun hadn't came up yet, but as the day unravel, man, I hope everybody keep a great perspective on life and just, be around healthy people and, just keep passing on positive vibes. But we still got to get this work. Let this stick though. Balance. 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 Hey, I don't care. This relationship 101. Hey, whether your relationship is on the rocks, to all the surviving relationships, and the relationships that just popping right now. Hey, what I've learned from, doing premarital counseling, marriage counseling, and just pretty much just doing life coaching and just, you know, having conversations with different type of people, even like the way they think. I've learned with relationships that relationships need balance. Someone say, well, what you mean? Like, a lot of relationships don't realize that instead of looking like this, you're like this. It's tilted, one-sided, undeveloped. I can say, man, like, instead of the relationship growing up, it's actually growing crooked. Balance is important in a relationship. You'll find out once you find balance in your personal relationship that you need balance in all your relationships, whether it's family, whether it's business, or whether it's just your companion, like companionship. But balance is important. The reason why I say balance is important because your life has to be broken down into, I would say, three different ways. Three different areas of your life has to be nurtured at all times. I could say there's a fourth one, but we'll get to that too as well. But one, with balance, you gotta have a life with you. Just like in your relationship, you gotta have a life with you. Like, you gotta have a life outside your mate, outside your children if you have it, but you got to have time to nurture you, better you, develop you, so when you come back to your organization, you can be your best you and a healthy you and be more of an asset versus a liability. So oftentimes I find out that in relationships sometimes folk are not having any me time. They're not having any self time. They're not having any self-care, self-awareness, developing themselves. And that's how they get lost into the relationship, and the relationship becomes challenged, or, there's a struggle here and there, or a few bumps in the road because nobody's working on them. See, you started out with you. So if you're not helping and develop you along the way through life, you're not presenting a better you in your organization, in your relationship, and in life. So a lot of times you see a lot of people angry, mad, it's because they're not doing enough self-care. The other one is in your relationship, you got to have a life, or you have to put some time with you and your mate. Oftentimes in relationships, folk are not, they get so caught up in business, they get so caught up with the kids that they never have any us time. There got to be some time in your relationship where you have to spend some one-on-one time with your mate, because guess what? As time go by, you fail to realize that you both are evolving. But see, if you're not spending enough time with each other, 5, 10 years go by, man, and you'll feel like you don't even know that person. Or that person is not the same person that you first met, or you first married, or you first got into a relationship with. But if you're spending time, quality time, with each other, quality, then, like, honestly, like you'll see the evolution, you'll see the change, and you'll be able to understand where that person is today versus where y'all started, because it's not going to be the same. You got to reinvest or invest in your relationship. Meaning a lot of times the same stuff you did to get that individual, you're going to have to do to keep that individual or to blossom that relationship that it can become better. So that's going to come in the us time. The us time. So, oftentimes I see a lot of relationships, falter because life is so busy, or you chasing money, or your kids pulling you left and right, or life just pulling you left and right, and you forget about each other. But at the end of the day, that's what got you to where you are today, is by coming together. So you got to nurture that time and spend that quality time with each other. The third one that I say, man, is important as well is the we time, that family time. Whereas you, your mate, and your children, like, you got to have that time where everybody's doing something together, because that's what strengthens the foundation. A lot of times I see in relationships, especially when I'm doing counseling, I'm like, man, I found out that some relationships are doing some of me time, more me time. Some are doing more of us time, and then some are doing just family time. But you got to figure out how to balance all three to have a healthy and successful relationship going forward. So you got to find balance. Somewhere or another, you got to find balance, because balance is important, man. I'm telling you, man, it can make a difference in every aspect of your life. Even as your children grow up, even as you get older with your mate, man, you can really develop a relationship by balancing, putting in that time. Because it's important. It's definitely important, man. It's the key to your success. So in this relationship one-on-one, hey, you got your me time, got to be developed. You got your me time, and you got your us time that got to be developed. Then you got your we time. That's you and your mate, you and your family. You got to do it all, and as a rotation, because you got to understand, relationship is a job. It's an investment. It's your investment. You get what you invest into it. So oftentimes I see a lot of relationships either beginning, or I see a lot of relationships on the rocks, or I see a lot of relationships popping. But you know what? At the end of the day, like, to become better, to keep things going, or to even start out the gate with a healthy relationship, you're going to have to balance these three things. So, man, I hope, let this stick, man. I hope everybody, that's in relationships, seeking relationships, on the rocks, or, that's loving their relationship, find some consistency in your organization and develop it and nurture it so you can have true balance. Because balance is what's going to keep your relationship. The same thing that got you to the relationship is the same thing, elements and ingredients that's going to keep your relationship. And you already know, man. Y'all be blessed. We out.